Good afternoon, good morning everybody. Welcome to the Kingwood Bizcom here at K Park High School. I understand that momentarily the bell is going to ring and we're going to be having some disco music playing. So we're just going to work our way around that. When that happens, just take a moment. If you'd like to get up and dance, that's fine. Or, whatever suits your fancy. But just we're all aware that that may happen. I'm Corinne Price. I'm from Insperity, and I am the chair of the Kingwood Bizcom. So glad to have you here today. We've got an awesome lineup to hear what's going on in our communities. So I'd like to start with our presenting sponsor, and that is Kingwood Pines Hospital. And we have Brooke Martin, who is the Director of Business Development, who's going to be saying a few words. You get to dance. You get to lead us in song and dance.
Dance can be very therapeutic sometimes, so we'll have to do a group on dance therapy when that goes off. My name is Brooke Martin. I am the Director of Business Development and Marketing for Kingwood Pines Hospital. If you don't know about us, we are a mental health and substance abuse crisis inpatient facility just around the corner from here off Ladbroke Drive and Kingwood Drive. How many of you know about us?
Great.
Awesome. A lot of us have had personal experience in our family or someone that we know that's had a crisis mental illness situation. And that can be anything from a true mental illness to anything as severe as depression, suicide attempt, suicidal ideation. So we see a little of everything, and we have a true pediatric psychiatric program now. If you ever want a tour, let us know. I'd love to take you on a tour. Our pediatric program is very unique. We serve a lot of kiddos that need a lot of help. They only stay with us for a very short time, maybe a week or so, and then we get them back out to the community, to the schools. We work a lot with the school system, a lot with those counselors out there that are working with our kids in all the middle schools, high schools, and even elementary schools. We do something that no one else in this area does. We work a lot with Kingwood Medical and Memorial Hermann Northeast. We have a lot of collaboration with different businesses. I have somebody with me I want to introduce. I'm going to make you stand up, Kim.
I'll stand.
Kim Wheeler is our Director of Nurses, and she lives in Kingwood. Kids go to school here. She went to the first graduating class of the Associates in Nursing program at Lone Star. We're very proud to have her as our DON, and she'd love to meet some of you guys afterwards. If you have any questions about Kingwood Pines, please let me know. We are very honored to be a sponsor today, and we really want to be a part of the community here. We are a part of the community. A lot of people just don't know about us. So we're proud to be here, and do I need to announce the next person or not? Thank you all so much.
Thank you. So we're going to open in prayer, and we would like Cheryl McGough from First Presbyterian Church of Kingwood to come on up and do that for us. Thank you so much for being here with us, Cheryl. Would you bow your heads with me? Lord, we pause to acknowledge you and to seek your blessing on our meeting. We're grateful for the friends, community organizations, leaders, businesses, and school officials who have gathered around the room. Our hearts are heavy today as we remember the soldiers, family members, and civilians affected by the tragedy in Fort Hood yesterday. We pray that healing, peace, and comfort be brought to each of them. Lastly, we thank you for the economic development that is taking place within our community. Inspire us to leave here with excitement and spread the good news of the growth taking place all around us. In your name we pray. Amen. Next, we always like to hear from the principals from the school that we're meeting at. And so representing K Park, we have Lisa Drabing, and she has a very special thing for us today. So here you go.
For those of you that are new to the school, the first time that you visited Kingwood Park High School, welcome to K Park. For those of you that have been here, it's great seeing you. We love having you here. So I have presented, actually prepared a 55-slide PowerPoint for you. It has wonderful, wonderful data. It'll give you a great idea of exactly what we do here, and it is just scintillating. So settle in. I promise it'll only take about 25 minutes. We'll rush through it. But before we do that, I want to put before you some of our fantastic students. Anytime we can showcase our students, that's what we would like to do, because they are truly the ones that make the school a special place. And so Hopefully, we have a treat for you. We're going to serenade you while you have your lunch here today. Please help me welcome our choir director, Mr. Ben Fonders, and our madrigal singers. They truly are an award-winning group. Hope you were impressed because we certainly are proud of those students, and just wanted, again, an opportunity for you to see our students and see what they do, and we're just so proud of them. So actually, I don't have the 55 slides, so y'all can read them now. Please enjoy your day, and thank you for coming.
What a treat. That was fantastic. And they totally faked you out and got them twice. Sorry, Melinda, you're going to have to follow that.
I can't.
I know. But I know that you're going to do a fantastic job, and we are all excited about what has been happening over at Kingwood Medical Center. So to talk about their expansion, we have Melinda Stephenson, who's the CEO of KMC. Let's give her a round of applause. So I promised not to sing because that would not be pretty. When I was getting ready just to put only 5 slides together, not 55,
I realized I was here about a year ago talking about our groundbreaking, and it is a lot more fun to be here talking about actually opening our new center. So Sam's pulling me up there. Thank you. So this is my favorite slide, us back in the 90s. I'm sure many of you are from the Kingwood area, realize that we were originally the Dromgoole Mall. So hard to believe that this is our campus today. So when we open our new tower on May 1st, will be 360 beds. You can see our original tower, we refer to that as our North Tower. Our newest tower will be the South Tower, our Women's and Children's Center. And on the far left, our West Tower will be our new medical office building that will also be opening in the month of May. So April 29th, if you're out and about between the hours of 5 to 7, I hope you'll join us for our open house where we will celebrate the newest addition to our campus. This is not the most current, well, pretty close to most current picture of what the new tower looks like. And I'm sure I've said this to many of you, but what we'll be looking at is an additional 82 beds, with about 60 of those being for actually medical surgical patients. So we should not be holding patients in our emergency department once those new beds are online. The first and second floor of this new tower will be all about women's services, so labor and delivery, C-section rooms, postpartum, neonatal intensive care unit, newborn nursery, and our high risk. So that'll be the first and second floors. And on July 1st, we're really excited about opening our pediatric unit. I think it's been something that our area has needed for a long time, but we've just not been able to really dedicate beds only to pediatrics because of the capacity issues we've had for adult patients. So we're going to open up a unit that will be built and created just for pediatric patients, which I think will really be a great way to round out our entire services. This is the picture of our professional office building that's on the west side of the campus. That will be opening again in May. Most of the positions that are on our campus are in that original mall space that we will be converting as we continue to expand the hospital. So by summertime, we'll be 360 beds, and I think full service for all of the service lines that we've talked about. So 200 employees will be added to our staff of about 1,300. So we've got about 50 more to hire, which is always a challenge for us in healthcare, but we'll make the target. So looking forward to being able to continue to service the needs of our community. So thank you. Oh, can I answer any questions?
When exactly does the South Tower open?
May 1st, first and second floor. July 1st, the third floor for pediatrics. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Melinda. It's going to be an amazing addition to our community. Next up, we have, or let's see, are they here? Do you know? Jenna, they are. Okay, good. Andrew Schreer, where are you? I didn't meet you prior to coming in. No? Yes, there he is. Everybody wave to Andrew as he comes on down. Andrew is the CFO. Are you the CEO or CFO? It's a little confusing on my sheet here. Chairman, head honcho, chief kahuna here of Shops of Kingsgate. And okay, this, if nothing else, besides the madrigals, this is what I came to hear today. Because anything that has to do with shopping, I'm all over that. So, and I'm sure that there are some other people here. Look, yeah, I see nods in the audience. Yeah. So we're very excited to welcome and thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I normally don't do this. In fact, the last time I've done something like this was when I graduated high school, and I had to, I was asked to give the keynote address to the graduating class the year after I graduated. and I had to follow Richard Nixon, so this is sort of, to me, like an experience that perhaps Moses might have experienced when he saw the parting of the Red Sea and basically said, what the heck is this? I was just going in for a dip. I come here today to represent Chestnut Ridge Associates, of which I'm one of the managing partners of the project, formerly known as the Kingwood Shopping Center. We are changing the concept. I am a new neighbor on the block, but I know Kingwood for a lot of years because in the early 90s I used to be a member of the Deerwood Country Club and played a lot of good golf over there, and just fell in love with this community. And when the opportunity arose to buy this shopping center from Henry S. Miller, who previously bought it from Weingart Realty Investments, we felt that it needed to go in a different direction. So I first want to, I know there's been a lot of rumor and speculation as to what we're going to be doing over there. The first thing we did when we bought the center is we renewed Steinmart for an additional 10 years. So they're staying, they're not leaving. The second thing that we started to do was to come up with a concept. And the concept would be to change the Kingwood Center to the Shops at Kingsgate. And how we came up with that name basically was because it's almost a gateway coming in off of 59 of Kingwood. And what we're going to do is put some decorative gates up and make it a gated town concept feel to it. And we are in negotiation, and have been in negotiation for quite some time, with the first organic grocer to come into Kingwood, which would go into the vacant Sears box since Sears left. This is a long drawn-out process, but I just came from, if I look a little overheated, I was at a meeting this morning with my contractors on the grading of the driveway so that we would make it flush so that the shopping baskets could come out without going down, 4 or 5 steps. We didn't feel that that would work, so. We're going to redo the entire shopping center from driveway to LED lighting in the parking lot. We have retained just about almost every tenant that currently exists in the shopping center and hope to bring in some more retail and restaurants. And we want to be a good neighbor. We feel the pulse of Kingwood. We think it's a great opportunity. And I thank you all for inviting me to come here today to address this issue. Does anybody have any questions? Yes?
Does this include the strips that are behind Steinmart, the Red Brick, Brown Brick building back there, into also Chestnut Ridge?
Right?
Does it include that?
No, it doesn't.
No.
No.
So that'll be gated separately?
Well, sort of. Yeah, it's sort of already gated. They have a fence up, but that doesn't belong to the property. I didn't know that you were here. My COO is here, and she is the head of the North Houston Chamber. She usually gets up and makes these presentations, but I didn't know that she could make it. I just would like to acknowledge her presence. This is, ladies and gentlemen, Heather Dunnigan. Is there any other questions?
I just wanted to clarify. It's
Okay.
I chair the Houston Intercontinental Chamber of Commerce, which is a little bit different than that.
Okay. She chairs it. She's the big boss. So. Yes.
I just had a question. I know that you redid the parking lot. Is that as much as you're going to redo of it? Just spray the about having no plans to come back and put another layer or any of that?
We are going to resurface the entire parking lot. The area around the Sears building has got to come up about 3 to 4 feet, and so we've got to grade that. And then once we do that, we're going to completely overlay the rest of the parking lot and get rid of the alligatoring and then restripe again.
Okay.
Any other?
Oh, I have one more. Are y'all still putting in the little kids park that's supposed to be there, the park area, or have y'all?
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. I should have said something about that. We are trying to create a family-friendly atmosphere. So what we've decided to do, right by the Mint National Bank, there's like a little fenced-in area next to some vacant space. We're creating a children's playground, and we're going to dedicate it to the memory of Vance Miller, the former chairman of Henry S. Miller, who this past year passed away. His son sold me the property, and we're going to dedicate that with a ribbon cutting to the memory of Vance Miller, and have benches out there for the kids to come, because the tendency that exists there now and that we plan to attract there will look to try to appeal to families to bring their children. We want them to bring the children, have something to eat, do a little shopping with mom and dad, and if they want to hang out and the kids want to, get on the play gym, it's going to be there for them. So.
And then do you have an estimated completion date?
We do, and it will be coming out shortly. As we go along, we've been adding ideas, and in fact, my architect, I just met with him this morning before I came over here. That's why I'm a little late, so I apologize for that. Showed me some more renderings, so we'll be coming out with the final project very, very shortly, and then at that point, we'll be able to make a presentation just like the hospital did up on the screen. Any other questions? Well, I thank you very much.
Now, that wasn't so bad, was it? You did a great job. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Obviously, this is something that we are going to keep everybody posted about. It's a real exciting change here in Kingwood, and especially being a family-friendly environment there, having a playground for the kids is going to be awesome. But we wanted, even though they couldn't show any plans and didn't have any slides or a completion date that they could reveal, we wanted you guys to be the first ones to know about what was going on there. So as this progresses along, we have more information for you. We will then invite them to come back onto the agenda and show you some renderings and some completion dates. Sound good? All right, fantastic. Thank you again. Next up, we have Monty Galland from this is another very exciting one, Grand Texas Theme Park. So kind of keep this whole family-friendly thing going on here, right? It's all about kids and families having fun. So welcome, Monty. Thank you.
I haven't been back in high school in a long time. I didn't have the talent that those young people had. That was just amazing. But at the time I did think, I remember when I used to spend that much time on my hair. There's a lot of misconceptions about Grand Texas and about the Grand Texas theme park. And Grand Texas is both what we call the Grand Texas Sports and Entertainment District, and then it's also the name of the theme park. And so I'll kind of go over a little bit of each. But basically, much of the district, we will not operate. We basically have either brought in partners or other developer operators. And so there's some information I can give and some I can't. But the biggest elements of the Grand Texas Sports and Entertainment District are Grand Texas Theme Park and Big Rivers Water Park. And those are both will be operated by GT Operating Company, which is our firm. And then we also have the Grand Texas Sportsplex, and this is a collection of amateur sports fields, and they're very high-quality, tournament-ready sports fields. And so that's a very important part of our overall strategy. And then Grand Texas RV Park and RV Resort and Campground, that just happens to be owned by a couple of our board of directors, so I have to make sure I mention that at all times. A lot of times people have asked, when we first announced, we came to the project kind of, we were working on a site in, over off of I-45, and we thought, we had heard about this other amusement park that may be coming to town, and so we thought, well, if that doesn't take place, maybe we could take their spot. And I will say, East Montgomery County Improvement District said, that's not available, but you might want to go 5 miles north. And when we did, I was a little concerned. I thought, man, we're kind of far. And if you're driving 242 out from the Woodlands, 242 kind of feels like a rural road. But in fact, we are less than 5 miles north of the Grand Parkway. We're 10.4 miles north of Kingwood Boulevard, or Parkway. We are less than 15 miles from the Woodlands, and we're 15.7 miles from Bush Intercontinental Airport. And we're 30.1 miles from downtown Houston. One of the things that amazes me about the area is just the amount of growth. And right now, we are at the junction of State Highway 242 and Interstate 69. And our vehicles per day traffic is I guess now I know where that's coming from, is right at about 70,400 vehicles per day. By 2013, TxDOT estimates that we will be at by 2035, TxDOT estimates that we will be at 225,000 vehicles per day. To give you an idea of what that is, and this has nothing to do with our development, this is the growth of the area. That's the same as Bel Air and Highway 59 right now, or the Katy Freeway and the Beltway. So, but let me talk a little bit about the district overall. Up in the northeast corner, you'll see a bright orange area and a soft orange or a pastel orange area. That is the location of the theme park. And the lighter color represents the actual footprint of the theme park when it's developed. And our goal is to be able to expand so that we don't run into the same problem that Astroworld had when it was first developed. One of the many problems. But we own the land. A lot of times people ask, well, what's the status of the park? What's going on? Well, we bought the land. We closed June 28th of last year. We thought we would have our MUD activated. We were told by October 22nd, and in true bureaucratic form, we got approved February 28th. So. So there was a lot of pacing going on during the 4 months waiting for that. But unfortunately, because so much of the project is infrastructure, that was such a critical piece. And so we really had to delay a lot of things. The water park will be very similar in number of attractions to Splashtown or to Schlitterbahn Galveston, but the big difference is that it'll have more than twice the area, so it won't have that crowded feeling. I love both those parks have done extremely well, and they're very well run parks. But I do remember being in Splashtown at one point, and I was in the wave pool, and I was shoulder to shoulder with people like this, and it kind of felt like I was just going up and down like this. And so our goal is we have the space, we've been blessed with the space, and we want to make sure that we use it to create a very enjoyable environment. The Sportsplex is overall close to the west, and you'll see that phase one will be 5 lighted all-turf softball fields. Now, if I start sounding like I'm an athlete and I know what I'm talking about, obviously I am not an athlete and I do not know what I'm talking about, but I've been educated. So it includes 5 lighted softball fields and 10 junior fields, 5 of them lighted. And then we'll also be adding on senior fields and full-size soccer fields very shortly afterwards. And then in the purple area, that encompasses our retail, and as well as we currently anticipate a professional independent league baseball team to come to the site, and we're excited about that, as well as a CHL, a Central Hockey League, basically minor league hockey team for a sports, or I'm sorry, an event center that will not only house the minor league hockey, but will also provide a concert venue for up to 8,000 seats, as well as up to 70,000 square feet of floor rooms, of showroom space. So for conventions and things of that nature. Typically, people have a lot of questions. The number one question is, where are we at? And so the first thing to open will be the Sportsplex, and that's anticipated to open in April of 2015. The water park is anticipated to open May of 2015. And the theme park, unfortunately, due to the delays of the mud, we are realistically probably looking at opening at the start of the 2016 season, which we anticipate will be late March 2016. And usually there are lots and lots of questions that people have for me, very specific. If it's about real estate or finance, I'm the guy to talk to. If you want to know what the ingredients are in a funnel cake, that is not me. Chuck Hendricks is our Chief Operating Officer. He ran Astroworld for 13 years. He also ran all of the Six Flags parks for another few years, so 34 parks, 37,000 employees. He's a Houston native, and he's very excited about bringing an amusement park back to Houston. So if there are any questions, I'll certainly I'll make myself available afterwards as well. But that's all.
Jenny, do we help? No, we ran out of time. Okay. Do you want to answer? Does anybody have a couple? We'll take 2 questions real quick.
How are you funded?
How are we funded? Each piece is separately funded. First and foremost, we have no public funding. So that's the most important thing. The Sportsplex is being funded through a government guaranteed loan program. It's a federal loan program, and the theme park and water park are financed by Real Estate Investment Trust.
Where is 59 on the map?
Good question. So this is this empty square that we don't acknowledge is the Flying J, and this is I-69 or 59, and this is Highway 242. So our overall site has 2 miles of frontage along State Highway 242 and on the north side, and then about 0.85 miles on the south side, and about half a mile on the west side on I-69.
What's the total acreage of the site?
The total acreage is 600, we currently own 610 acres. We also have 22 acres under contract.
Oh, real quick, do you have any plans, like from TxDOT to either widen 242 or to change that intersection over there? Are there any plans?
Yeah, absolutely. It's very, so we have plans and TxDOT has plans, and unfortunately right now they don't quite mesh. But we are working on it. We have been, we absolutely understand. We've got a lot of, the funny thing about it is that we've got a lot of people that will come at one time, and so we've got to make sure we can get that traffic in and out. And these roads here that we're building, They are specifically designed to keep traffic off of 242, so it will cross 242, but it's designed to keep traffic off of 242. So there will be lighted intersections here, here, and hopefully here. So traffic will be directed to go up and down onto the feeder road. And TxDOT has told us that they will widen the widen 242. 242 is actually designed to be 3 lanes each direction, and they own the land. They've got all the right-of-ways, but they will widen it to 2 lanes each direction to our furthest lighted intersection once they have evidence that once the park is open, quite frankly, is what they, yeah. Because there was another incident, I don't know.
How many seats for the hockey and the baseball?
Oh, good question. The hockey stadium seats 6,200 for minor league hockey, and there's an alternative sport. And for instance, the event center I have nothing to do with, other than we're going to hold a ground lease on it. But it's 8,000 for concerts, 6,200 for hockey. The baseball stadium, I believe it's estimated at 5,500 right now for daytime seating. It will be a slightly smaller stadium in size, in seating capacity than Constellation Field, but very similar to the overall development of Constellation Field. Any other questions? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And as he said, he will be available afterwards so he can answer any additional questions that you have. Next up we have Heath Rushing, the COO of Memorial Hermann Northeast, talking about their expansion plans. So come on up, Heath. Let's clap.
That's all right. Stay over here. Sorry. Stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. All right. First, I want to apologize for my anti-socialness this morning or this afternoon. I've been battling illness the last 2 days that I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy. Greg Milkey, I think I misstepped just once. You're the only hand I shake, so good luck to you, sir. Just wash your hands before you leave. So I might step out right after this because, quite frankly, I'm still struggling a little bit. But just a couple of quick announcements that I wanted to make about 2 expansion plans related to Memorial Hermann, and then a Heart Walk announcement because it's time to get excited about that again. That's coming up this coming fall. So the first is an OR expansion project happening at the Northeast Hospital campus that will increase our square footage by over 2,600 square feet that will be open this fall. We've been anticipating this project due to some tremendous growth that we've been experiencing across a number of our service lines. The first being our spine service line, our neurosurgery spine program that's grown 20% over the last 2 years. In addition to that, and bringing in 2 new vascular surgeons to the market, we've grown 17.5% in vascular surgery over last year. And our general surgery and robotics program has grown 7.5% over last year. And so those are tremendous growth statistics year over year that's created a bit of an OR capacity issue at Northeast. So the benefit to the community in an OR expansion project is that you get to have your surgical procedure when you want it, and so without delay. So that's why we're taking on this expansion. We're excited about being able to bring in online a brand new endovascular hybrid operating room suite that will allow our vascular surgeons to do things endovascular, as well as have the opportunity to open a procedure if it's a more complex case. So it's going to offer up more flexibility to the heart vascular program at Northeast. In addition, we'll be able to fill out a shell space that we have currently. So we'll actually be bringing on 2 new rooms of capacity in the fall, with expansion to bring on a 3rd in the next 12 to 24 months. And so that's something we're very excited about, and the community should see a big opportunity with as well. The second is a new clinic that's opening in Kingwood. The old Blockbuster space at the Kingwood Town Center, that corner suite all the way to the FedEx office building, is now master leased by the Memorial Hermann Medical Group. It's 9,000 square feet, and what we're doing is duplicating the effort that we did out at the Convenient Care Center on the Beltway, Westlake Houston Parkway, bringing out both primary care specialists rotating through the office, as well as sports medicine and rehabilitation. That clinic will be open in September of this year. We've actually signed the first primary care physician. His name is Dr. Hodges. He's a double board eligible physician in both internal medicine and pediatrics, and will soon be double boarded once he passes those boards. And so if things happen like they did out at the Convenient Care Center, in 1 year we went from 1 provider to 5 providers. So we anticipate that as well. So we're gearing up resources to be able to bring on new providers very quickly right here in the Kingwood market. So that's something we're very, very excited about. Lastly, I want to just kind of sort of put a save the date out. Once again, this year I'll be chair of the Greater Lake Houston Heart Walk. I want to introduce Abby Ainsworth, who's here in the back. She's here representing the American Heart Association. With your help, last year we set an all-time record, exceeding $100,000 for the first time in the Heart Walk's history. We actually hit $128,000, so we sort of just blew it off the top there. In large part due to the effort by Humble ISD last year. It was sort of a new coming group to the walk. Did a tremendous job, raised almost $30,000 themselves in their first year of involvement. So we're looking forward to their continued involvement this year. We've been kicked off to a great start thanks to the work of Corinne Price and Lori Hyatt at Insperity. And so I want everyone to recognize them, please, because we are already $10,000 into this year's walk because of their efforts in February. So please help me in congratulating them. So they are officially the first sponsor of this year's Heart Walk. So it's exciting to get started with a bang for their efforts in February, Heart Walk month. And so we look forward to that continue. If you have any interest in how you'd like to become involved as a sponsor or get your organization involved with walkers to help get the word out about heart health, please visit Abby at the end. She'll be happy to give you some information. But save the date is Saturday, November the 8th this year. All right, thank you very much.
Some rest. Yeah. All right, next up we have Charlie Dromgoole. He is the CEO of the Lake Houston Area Chamber and does an amazing job leading this fantastic group. What he's going to be talking about is economic development, which is a huge focus for the Chamber. And so we just wanted him to spend a few moments giving us an update on it.
You don't mind since Heath told us he was sick. I'm not taking any chances. I don't know. He didn't tell us what he had. I just don't want to take any chances here. It's great to talk to you about economic development today. And I thought first I was going to get up and tell you I was in high school once, and I was in Oklahoma. And I was just wondering if y'all wanted me to sing a tune for you, but I can't. The only word I can remember from the song is Oklahoma. So you got it. That's all my activity. But it's great to. What you've heard today is kind of what we've been talking about in economic development. A redo of a major shopping area in our community, a major entertainment venue coming to our area. When we're talking about economic development, we're talking about things that bring jobs and increase the quality of life of our area. And that's what this whole program has been about. And you know, we just finished our first operational year of our economic development partnership and felt real good about where we finished that year. And we're now into year 2, and one of our major focuses for this year. And y'all all know I'm an Aggie, and I don't always quote University of Texas people, but I would like to quote Darrell Royal once, who said, "Dance with them that brung you." And that's what we're doing in terms of our business retention and expansion program, is trying to take care of the businesses that are here and help them grow and do what we can to alleviate some of the obstacles to their growth potential and their and where they want to go as a business. And so Ted Mandel, where's Ted? He's right in front of me here. Ted Mandel is, we brought him on a contract basis to make visits with our existing industries, and we've started those visits, and we've had some great successes already in just the short time we've been doing this, of learning of some needs of businesses and helping them solve some of those problems. And so if any of you have any suggestions of people that Ted needs to visit, we're trying to visit our larger employers in the area, but really any employer that is wanting to grow, that needs some help in trying to figure out some issues affecting their business. And once we've done this for a long time, we're going to have a really good database of issues that are impacting our area, such as transportation, employment opportunities, and those types of things. And so, you know, we're really excited about our business retention expansion because 80% of the jobs created in any given community come from the firms that are already there. I know that's kind of hard to believe, but that's that number has held true for years and years and years. I mean, you know, as I told people, Michael Dell didn't start out with 9,000 people in Round Rock. He started out with one person in his dorm room. And so, you know, we want to help our local businesses grow as best we can. And so if you have needs of that, please let us know and we'll be glad to contact them. There's also a lot of things going on in our area. At our chamber luncheon this next week, Generation Park is going to be speaking. I think we sent out a press release yesterday, but I need to correct that. Generation Park is going to be speaking on what's going on in the Generation Park development. This is an extremely complex project and a huge project that will have a tremendous impact on our area. And Generation Park will kind of let us know where a lot of where they are in the stages of the development of that park. And there's a lot of great things that are going to happen there that are going to really have a tremendous impact on our area. So come out to the luncheon and hear the details of all of those programs. We'd also like to encourage you to go to like us on Facebook. I'm getting the terminology down. I went over to Facebook last week and had a drink, and it was pretty good. So I encourage you to do that. Come like us on Facebook at Lake Houston. www.LakeHoustonEDP is our economic development website. And when you go to that, if you want to know what's going on all the time, when you click on that website, the first thing that pops up is an overview of economic activities. And we've had a lot of activity go on in the last several months, and so I encourage you to go on there, and there's details on what all's happening and what's been happening in this market. And it's a great piece for you to use in letting people know what's happening in our market. And then finally, I do want to tell you about a project that's starting up in our area at the end of April. Amazon is going to do a fulfillment center over on Humble-Westville Road. They've leased 250,000 square feet on Humble-Westville Road. We do not know what they're going to be doing there. It's a new business line that they will be introducing very soon, but they are employing people now in this market. And so if any of you know somebody, or particularly a student that's looking for a great part-time job with health benefits, you can go to Amazon fulfillment.com, and our Texas Workforce Commission is doing a lot of that for them. So that will be coming on, and you'll be hearing more about that as that transpires. But we're continuing. Michael Pratt's Michael's our economic development coordinator at the chamber, and so if any of you have needs of wanting to get some customized demographic information for your business, or you want to know, we've got a new software package called Sites on Texas 2.0 that can do a lot of really neat things, and Michael knows how to work it, and I don't. So if you would like to do something like that, please give Michael a call. Would you like to keep the Kleenex? Would you like to hold the Kleenex too?
Next to all the germs with him. Thank you, Charlie. Just one word about economic development. I hope that you don't zone out when you hear that word. I know, like, when you hear the word economics, a lot of people just immediately start looking up at this, like, it was the worst subject I ever had to take in school. But economic development in our area should just send off bells inside of you, because it's attracting and retaining awesome businesses in your community. And when you do that, that impacts your home values, that impacts your schools, that impacts you directly. And so when we're talking about economic development, I hope that each and every one of you sees your part in that. What can I do to help that move along? In most communities, they get funding. They being the economic development group gets funding through taxes and so forth. There's a 1% tax, or whatever it is in each community. We don't have that privilege here. It wasn't set up that way. We've got way too many governmental entities. So we are going to have to raise the money through businesses, through partnerships, through individual contributions. So I hope that you will look at your business and say, yes, this is important to me, because it is. And if you are just an individual that says, you know what, that's important to me as well. I want to make sure that my kids have great schools, that we've got a great community, we've got great shopping, etc. And that we're attracting the type of business that we want to grow our community, that you would consider contributing to this as well. And Charlie and Jenna could give you all that information. But economic development, man, let's get excited about it. Come on, let's see it. Yeah, you got a hand up in the back?
I have a question for Charlie. Do you have any idea what's going on with the Kingwood Park?
Well, that's a whole nother presentation.
He's in all of his design work. It's a huge project, and his time frame's been pushed back a little bit, but he's still looking. I think he told us fall of 2016 he would be open. So yeah, they're still progressing forward. It's going to be a great project for our area. And you can get some more information from that on our website.
Yeah, you can go to our website, and we had them present as well, and those videos should be on the chamber website also. Okay, so we've got our last speaker here, Jenna. Armstrong, also with the chamber, is going to be talking about the Lake Houston Leadership Program. That is a phenomenal program as well. Here you go, Jenna.
Thanks, and Sam's pulling up my presentation. How many of you guys are familiar with Leadership Lake Houston, or have heard? Okay, great. So you are probably excited to know that we are in our, here we go. Are you operating it, Sam?
I think I'm operating.
Okay. This isn't doing anything. We're in our recruitment phase, kicking off next week for our Leadership Lake Houston program. So what is Leadership Lake Houston? Basically, it's a community leadership program that's designed to educate, develop, and enhance existing and emerging leaders in the area. We have a class that we get each year. Ages range from the 20s all the way through the 60s. It's not for just young people. It's not for middle-aged people. It's for everybody that wants to learn about the area and wants to get involved with the community. Oh, I'm working now.
Oh, it's still going.
No, it's next. And next. So why do we need a community leadership program? I'll tell you why. We need to develop develop leaders in the community. We really want to educate them. Our area, the Lake Houston area, is so complex. We've got the city of Houston with Kingwood, the city of Humboldt, Atascocita, which is unincorporated Harris County. We've got Summerwood and Fall Creek that is just exploding over there. It's a very dynamic area that has a lot of different governmental entities, a lot of demographics, people of all different walks of life that come together and need resources. And so this is designed to educate and empower people so they know their community, they know what the needs are, and then they can do something to help the community grow, to help the people in the area, and to help our area prosper. Also, we're really trying to create a new pool of leaders, a new pool of volunteers, not only for the chamber, but for everyone else. I know Jenna Dare has used some of our graduates, has plugged them in on her board for the Lake Houston YMCA. Dr. Sconzo's called me a couple times and said, send me your leadership people. I need to get some good people on our committees. And so that's what we're here for, is to educate people that want to serve the community so that they're ready to go when people need people on boards or to volunteer. So how does the program work? We have a class of about 20 people that get accepted each year. There's an application process. You fill out an application, and we have a steering committee that meets, and we'll pick 20 people from our applications. You go to an overnight retreat where you learn about the area and you meet your different classmates. And then once a month from October through May, you meet and you learn about a different facet of the community. 1 month you're going to learn about education. 1 month you're going to learn about economic development in the area. You're going to learn about healthcare in the area. You're going to learn about justice and public safety. How many people know who don't live in the city limits who to call if they have a burglary or something happens? I mean, it's very confusing. If you're on the water at the lake, that's considered the city of Houston, so you wouldn't call the county. So that's the kind of stuff that we go over. There's a community project that the class does together, and then in May you actually graduate from the program. So the session topics, I kind of touched on them, quality of life and history, economic development. You can see the session topics there. And so we cover the gamut of what you need to know about the community. So the expenses involved, we are not trying to make a profit off of this program. What we do is just cover the expenses, is from the retreat to the lunches to the transportation. It's $795 per person. We do have scholarships available. Usually, whatever money we have left over at the end of the year, we use towards scholarships the next year. So we're constantly trying to get people in. So if you're a small business, if you're self-employed, or if you just have a special need, let us know. We really want you, if you have a passion and want to get involved in this, we try to get you in. And who coordinates the program? We have volunteers in the community that coordinates this. We have our steering committee. We have 2 people that are over the whole program. That's our program chairs. Corinne Price is one of them, and Reverend Jerry Martin is another one. Then we have 2 day chairs for each session that coordinate the day, and they are past leadership, class members, other people from the community that will come in and actually schedule the day and schedule the speakers that meet. And then I'm the staff liaison, so I help organize it on behalf of the chamber. So that's it. We do have some leadership graduates. If you can raise your hand if you've been through the program or are currently going through the program. So we have several of them in here. If you want to ask them about their experience, please do. Allie Smart with Councilmember Dave Martin's office is in the program this year. She's just going to say a couple words about her experience so far.
Great, thank you so much. The program for me has been such a wonderful experience, not only professionally getting to know so many different things about the community that I wasn't even aware of. Like Jenna mentioned, learning who to call for different things. I work for the city and it can be very, very confusing. So that was a great thing to learn, as well as the friendships that you make. I've made so many different relationships and networking opportunities, so it's been a really great experience. And if anybody's interested, please feel free to contact me. I'm happy to provide you with more information about my experience. So thank you.
Okay, so be sure to contact those people. It is an amazing program, and besides building those relationships, it absolutely will impact your business in a positive fashion. So be sure to look into that. And I want to thank the sponsors again today, Kingwood Pines Hospital. Thank you again, Brooke Martin, and your organization. As well as the lunch sponsor today was the Overlook. They did an amazing job yet again. Great, great facility. And do we have any quick attendee announcements of any events that are going on that you want people to know about? Okay.